Fox Business Alert, the closing bell is about 4.5 minutes away. Just a second ago, stocks touched session lows over the uncertain status of U.S. Iran negotiations. The ceasefire deadline expires in just over 4 hours from now. We, as the United States, do not have somebody on the ground in Pakistan where the talks are supposed to be happening, and reportedly neither does Iran, so frozen in place here. We have the Dow Jones Industrials down about 279 points, S&P lower by 45, 163 points lopped off the NASDAQ, 29 off the Russell. The Dow transports any gain. That's a record. Can we flip it over to Wall Street's fear gauge? Because if you look at the intraday picture, we saw that spike right to the right in just the last couple of minutes. So as we look at the VIX at a 2-week high of about 20, which often means that anything 20 or above is high anxiety. Let's tell you this, we're minutes away from a flurry of earnings reports, including United Airlines, Chubb, EQT, Intuitive Surgical, Capital One Financial. Cap One happens to be one of the stocks that falls into our Countdown Closer's bespoke four-pronged portfolio strategy. Bessemer Trust CIO Jeff Mills, let's see if he's in a generous mood and if he's ready to share his four-pronged strategy with all of us. He's got $298 billion in assets under supervision. Jeff, if the market were a game of chutes and ladders, with the Iran war being one of the big risks, because it is, what would your ladders be?
Yeah, I think there's a nuanced approach to this market. It can't be just buy or just sell, and there are certainly opportunities. So the volatility has given us opportunities to buy value. So there are financials. Ares Management, I think, is a great example, kind of taken down with that private credit wave, but it's a solid business. Heidelberg Materials to take advantage of some of the infrastructure spending. This one, though, I think is key, and it's this shift from a focus from stability to adaptability in companies that's really critical right now in the face of technology advancements, artificial intelligence. I think Republic Services is a wonderful example, sort of the boring waste management business, but they are optimizing trucking routes with artificial intelligence. Every truck minute that they save saves the company $5 million. So if you can find companies with the right culture and the ability to adapt, investors are going to reward those businesses. So I think that's a really critical component.
I know we have some viewers who are listening on XM Sirius one. What is it? What are we, 113? Please tell me we're 113. I only listen every... No? Okay. Can I just say, put up the graphic again, because I need to articulate, because they're driving, they can't see the four-pronged strategy. Here we go. Capture better value. Seek adaptability in companies. Ride durable trends. Manage the unknown. How do you manage the unknown?
It's important right now. I mean, we saw the carnage in software, right? So I think you have to have a strategy. And again, it's not just buy or just sell. So in software, for example, I think you need to lean into companies that are absolutely critical to certain workflows. Cadence Design Systems is a company that we own. They are critical in the testing and design of really complicated semiconductors. But then on the other hand, there is cybersecurity. So I think AI could really help some cyber names, and on the other hand, it could really be a detriment to their business. So some of our teams are choosing to stay to the sidelines. So sometimes it's kind of targeted action, and other times it's staying away because you just don't know the binary outcome.
Okay, and at the moment, the Dow is down about 278, close to the session lows. Your best idea, stay calm through all of this.
I think you have to. Ultimately, this market is going to care about earnings and fundamentals, and I think we are going to get to a point where the rate of change is better rather than worse as far as the Middle East goes, and that's ultimately the most important thing for investors right now.
Jeff, thank you for being generous and sharing your four-pronged bespoke strategy.